I just want to take a few moments right here in the middle of our cantata and finish our Christmas study, looking at the story of Christmas through the eyes of Mary. It's very fitting that at this moment, we look at Matthew chapter 2 at the wise men. Because the Bible says this: after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who's been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." There was a group of wise men who came to worship a baby. Not a baby born to a wealthy or powerful family, not a baby born in a palace with a crown on his head, but a baby born in a stable. And yet these wise men searched and traveled for months, possibly years, to find this baby. Have you ever thought about how strange that is? That these men with knowledge and wisdom and even power and influence would drop what they're doing and travel months and years to go visit a baby and to worship a little kid. The Bible tells us they brought precious gifts to worship him. It says in verse 11 of Matthew 2, on coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary. They bowed down and worshipped him. They opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and incense and myrrh. Gold and incense and myrrh were priceless gifts to bring. Gifts of worship, what we just sang about. And given to a baby, no less. The reason they brought such valuable gifts was to reflect the value of what God had given that day. God himself come to be with us. We worship today the King like they did because the child was God himself, come to be the priceless treasure of Christmas. Come to bring us what we couldn't get on our own, life. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Some people today find a doctrine of Christianity that Jesus is the only way to be exclusive and even offensive. And yet the reality is there is no other way to take Christianity. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And so this day, if you are putting your hope in anything else for life, for peace, for truth, for where you'll be after you die, you're mistaken. Because Jesus made it clear. Isn't it incredible that God would come down to this earth to do what we couldn't do for ourselves? Isn't that amazing? Blow you away amazing. It's not so much that God decided, well, of all these ways that are possible, I think I'll choose this way. No, it's more like this. God knew there was no other way. And so the only way that was possible was for him to come in the form of Jesus Christ and die for us and pay for our sin. He didn't have to, but he wanted to. He wasn't the one without hope, we were. But he decided he couldn't stand it. So he's going to come and offer us hope and life through Jesus. If you haven't worshipped the King, if you haven't bowed your knee or your heart to him, I want to invite you this day to do exactly that. In the stillness of this moment, right where you sit, in your heart, you can give him the most precious treasure you have, your life, your heart, and receive as a gift in return something that is beyond measurable value, life and hope in Jesus Christ. God hears your thoughts, and so you can talk in your mind to him right at this moment and just ask him, listen, if you've never received the gift of Jesus, receive it today. Don't leave here without taking it for yourself. Just ask him to pour out his amazing, marvelous grace to you. His love, his kindness, his mercy. Pray a prayer, something like this in your heart. Lord, I want to bow my heart before you, worship you this day. I need you to come into my life and bring me life. I want to put my faith in you, receive the life and hope that you offer. If you will pray a prayer like that, even in the quietness of your heart, God will hear you, and he says he will do exactly that this day, this minute, this moment. Why would you go for one more minute without the life and hope that God offers as a gift at Christmas? The Bible tells us if we call out to him for life, he'll give it to us. And if you've done that today, he's given it to you. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? The God of all creation becomes part of his creation. The undefinable defined himself as one of us. He who dwelled in eternity stepped into time and walked among us. He was Emmanuel, God with us. He looked down from where he was, saw what we would become without him. And he determined that regardless of the cost, regardless of the cross, he would come and save us. From sin, yes. From ourselves, absolutely. And now redemption's price has been paid. The shackles of sin have been broken, fear has been driven back, and hope has found a resting place in the hearts of men. Peace in the middle of chaos is now possible. His light continues to outshine the darkness. Grace so amazing, it's yours and mine, simply for the asking.
No.